Good evening, hockey fans. Welcome to the Houston Fieldhouse for tonight's exhibition opener. I can hear myself on this monitor here. This is not good. We'll send it down to Bill Nevitt for the PA introductions. Okay, let me figure out how to do that. You can turn me off for a second.
In goal tonight for Ottawa, number 45, Tanya Winchcombe, and the rest of the Ottawa Junior Senators. The head coach of Ottawa is Rick Knott. The assistant coach is Brad Sweet. Now introducing the starters for your RPI Engineers. All forward from Buffalo, Minnesota, number 21, sophomore Katie Rooney. All forward from Hattiesburg, Pennsylvania, number 11, junior Alexa Grushko. All forward from Troy, Michigan, number 20.
Once again, good afternoon, or good evening, and welcome to the Houston Fieldhouse for tonight's RPI TV coverage of exhibition hockey. It's the Ottawa Junior Senators taking on the Engineers of RPI in RPI's only exhibition game of this 2014-15 season. These two teams met last year to kick off the year, and it was RPI winning by a 5-0 score. Engineers will see a familiar foe in goal. It was the current starter for the Ottawa Junior Senators, Tanya Winchcombe, who played half of that game last year. She gave up a couple goals in that decision. She took the loss in the game. RPI, of course, winning by that 5-0 score. She made 18 saves, and allowed 2 goals in that game. Kelly O'Brien played in that game as well. She only saw 5 shots. In fact, RPI outshot the Ottawa Junior Senators last year by a 60-10 total. But it took a while to gain that lead. RPI scored 1 goal in the first period, 1 in the second, 3 in the third for the exhibition win. Of course, this game does not count towards the regular season, but a chance to see some of RPI's fresh faces, 4 of them, in fact, in the lineup for the first time. We'll tell you about them as this game is underway from the field house. RPI skating from right to left across your screen. The hockey season underway. A lot of fans excited about that fact as the Engineers keep it in at the blue line. Nice play over there by Jen Godin. Walking into the circle, a shot by Wren is blocked, tapped towards the wall, and Ottawa will get his first chance to clear out to center ice. There's Jen Godin again, the junior. Stick handles through one poke check, now all the way down low. Centering pass onto the tape. Rooney backhand shot, save, and she scores. It's 1-0 RPI. Katie Rooney has the first goal this game, just 31 seconds in. Jen Godin with the assist. And just like that, RPI has the lead. Godin, who 2 years ago as a freshman, there's a look at Katie Rooney, a goal and 6 assists last year for the Engineers. Of course, this won't count towards her season total, but it's good to get that rebound try. Kicked it to herself, and you can see the rebound put away. Nice play by Rooney. Getting back to Godin, in her freshman year, she had 12 assists for the Engineers, just 5 last year. So, like a number of her sophomore, now junior teammates looking to rebound. There's a wraparound try by Lindsay Hilwa. That one's poked away. Assistant captain Mari Mankey into the corner. Pinching up the wall is Delaney Middlebrook. Keeps it alive. Now Mahoney, one of the 2 captains this year for RPI, feeds it down low, gets it back. Now towards the circle, Middlebrook throws it on goal. A shot saved by Winchcombe, picked up and moved out by Ananda Hopner. Hopner to center. Actually feeds it over to Irata, and she'll just dump it in as Ottawa wants a change. Now Middlebrook loses it in her skates for a second. Help comes in the way of Brandy Banks, and she'll backhand it all the way down the ice. Will it have enough for icing? Yes, it will. Stoppage in play. 1:35 in. Engineers with an early 1-0 lead if you're just joining us. It was the sophomore Katie Rooney out of Buffalo, Minnesota, picking up the goal for the Engineers. Face-off coming to the left of Kelly O'Brien. Won by Ottawa. Up the wall. Fed down low this time. Sophie Verano. They dig in the corner. Verano fighting for it. Taken away by the Engineers. Fed out to center. Too far for the intended target. Looking for Hilwa. Now the captain for the Junior Senators feeding it along. That's Marinacci. Kamiko. Now a centering pass broken up by Laura Horwood. Controlled by Banks. She'll backtrack a bit. And she'll roll up the wall for Ali Svoboda, the other captain for the Engineers here this season. It's pried off the stick of Horwood, but just across the blue line. They'll have to bring it back on side to the Engineers. Now losing it for a second is Schilter. Just gets it away to Shayna Tomlinson. Touch pass forward, poked into the zone by Svoboda. Swept away by Ottawa out to center ice, where Hannah Bohonics there for the Engineers. Shot it into a body that'll leave the ice surface, and we'll get a stoppage in play. 17:27 left in the first period. Engineers out to an early 1-0 lead. RPI with a quick start to its season. It immediately heads to the road and travels a great distance next weekend. They head to North Dakota and Bemidji State next Friday and Saturday to open their regular season schedule. Back to action here, backtracking to her own end is Chadwick. Now fed along, nice pass to Coralie LaRose. LaRose gets around Schilter into the corner with the puck with it. She'll flip it behind. Svoboda, the only one there for the Engineers. Plays it ahead behind Horwood. Tomlinson, the freshman, as I mentioned, out of Guilford, New Hampshire, backhands it deep. It'll be helped along behind the cage by Ottawa. Up the wall, out to center, controlled by the Engineers. Kimmerly up the near wall, now walking in. Walsh couldn't get her shot away. She was tied up neatly there by Jensen Smigelski for Ottawa. Now a poor play off the wall, comes loose for a second. Walsh chops at it, can't find it. It's backhanded out to center by LaRose. D pass neutral zone for Godin. Up the wall for Walsh, trickles in on goal. Winchcombe pokes it away with the stick. Helped behind by one of her defensive teammates. That was Shanahan. Loose puck side of the net. One-time shot goes wide on the try by Horwood. Or Raspa, rather. That's Marissa Raspa. One of the 4 freshmen for the Engineers. Grushadal walking right in. Can't get the shot away. Swatted on goal and a pad save made on the try by Alexa Grushaw. Down low, Grushaw again in the corner. Was the team's top point getter last year. 7 goals, 13 assists for 20 points. Now Rooney back to the point. Banks a shot, deflects, doesn't get to goal. And it'll be moved out to center. Long strides and a long stick there. That's number 9, Ananda Hopner. Coach Burke talking to him before the game. Said she was one of the stars of this Ottawa team. This will be gloved and covered as it came trickling wide of goal. Kelly O'Brien made the cover up. O'Brien, the senior out of Sussex, Wisconsin, 84 career appearances for RPI. A 24-48-6 record, 247 goals against, 903 save percentage. Face-off win for Ottawa, offensive zone. All the way below the goal line it goes, behind the net. Trying to dig it free is LaRose towards the point, kept in there by Sophie Rodenberg. Now Catherine Schilter on the stick handle. Schilter, a senior out of Aurora, Ontario. Back to her own end. Now Grusha loses the handle, poked in the air and goes just wide. A dangerous chance there, almost out of nothing for the visitors from Ottawa. Engineers will try the far side of the ice. Worked out to center. Nice connection there. 2-on-1 chance. Pass across. Wren trying to feed it back to Grushaw, and it goes high in the air. And they're unable to connect. Maybe a little bit too unselfish there from the freshman, Whitney Wren, on the 2-on-1. Maybe one too many passes. The Engineers back to their own end. It's Mankey off the wall. Ahead for Mahoney into the skates of of Wren, but she can't find it. She'll go off on a change. Now the puck goes into the RPI bench, and we'll get a stoppage in play. There's a look at Maggie Knott, the daughter of the head coach of this team, Rick Knott. Two games into their regular season schedule are this Ottawa Junior Senator team. They're 1-1 so far. Goals being scored by the aforementioned Knott and Cassidy Herman, who's not in the lineup tonight. She is injured. So Ottawa without Herman. They do have the coach's kid, Knott. In the corner. They battle for it. LaRose over there. She has an assist so far this season. That one hit the linesman's skate on the far side. Referee, rather. Digging at it. The Engineers can't get it out. Kept in at the point by Shanahan. Shot and a save. Popped out off the pad of O'Brien, but swept away neatly by Kimmerly. Amanda Kimmerly out of Anoka, Minnesota. Trying to replace another Minnesotan on the blue line for the Engineers in Madison Marzario, who graduated last year. Good poke check at the blue line by Godin to keep it alive. Ottawa trying to clear it out. There's a couple of bodies along the wall, including Mankey, who goes down to try and keep it in. Still digging for it. It's still in the zone momentarily. Now it's out. Engineers need to touch up. Horwood walks right back in with it. Laura Horwood on the poke check. Nice play by Shanahan to knock it free. Now Svoboda digging it out of the corner to the point. Faking a one-timer. Hudamaki. Cross-ice pass. A dangerous one, but it does get all the way through. Now Horwood behind the net in the corner. Looks to pin it up there. Still Horwood. She'll cycle. Tomlinson on the backhand to the point for Godin. Godin up top for Hudamaki. Makes a move to get around one poke check, but just flips it towards the middle of the ice. It's kept alive for the Engineers. Down low, it's Horwood and then Tomlinson. Another poke check there by Horwood to work it free. Tomlinson goes down. Hilwa trying to control it. Gets it over to Horwood. Horwood's tied up. Defender lost her stick. Good pressure by the Engineers. Godin walking in. Takes a shot. Deflects. Hilwa controls for a second. Can't control. Now back to the point for Horwood. Nice job filling the spot there where Godin had left the area. Engineers keep it in on the cycle at the near point. Down low now. Here's Knott. She'll rattle it around. First one there is Mariana Walsh, the senior from Walpole, Mass. Takes a bump. Stays on the puck. Walsh on the centering pass goes through Hilwa. Picked up at the near point by Middlebrook. Middlebrook down low. Gets it back. Wrist shot high. That will be gloved. It was headed wide of the target, but it'll be held onto by Winchcombe anyway. And we'll get a stoppage in play. Winchcombe has the lone loss so far this season, as the Ottawa Junior Senators play in the Provincial Women's Hockey League, the PWHL. And a chance to sit down with Rick Knott before the game. I'm not too familiar with the PWHL, but he had explained a few things to me. Walking in, high slot, Hilwa to the point for Middlebrook. To the wall, for Grushaw, gets it back. It's knocked free, and Ottawa does clear out the empty point far side. Into the zone now, 2-on-2, swept away by Banks of the Engineers. Wren chops at it, can't get it out. Fed back to the point. Marinacci, she'll move it back down low. Player goes down, lost an edge. Buchanan with it. Around to the near side for Hopner. This has been the most productive line so far as just gaining the zone for Ottawa. The second line here for the Junior Senators. It'll be scooped up and chipped out by Buchanan. All the way down it goes. It'll be icing on Ottawa. So we'll have to stay on the ice. 10:53 to go in the first period. RPI with a very early goal. They have the lead. Goal came at 31 seconds of the first period officially, or right now at least. Katie Rooney from Jen Godin. Here is Horwood. 6 goals and 4 assists for 10 points last year as a freshman. Centering pass, Horwood spins it back to the point. Bohonic back to Horwood. In front, one-timer and a save on the glove by Winchcombe. There's an awkward one-timer from Svoboda. Kind of handcuffed her. She didn't get a real clean shot on it, but did get it on goal. It was swatted away by the glove of Winchcombe. Schilter fakes a shot. Hard pass down low. Back to Schilter. It pops off a skate. Picked up Bohonic. Near point, they trade spots there. Svoboda down low. Bohonic behind the net. Here's Tomlinson. Stick handling. Lost it for a second. Gets it back. Still trying to control. Lost it in her skate. Ottawa trying to clear. Can't do so. Horwood. Now Tomlinson trying to use her body. Drops it back to Horwood. Wrist shot coming. Save or hit a body. Don't think that got to Winchcombe. And that'll be moved out to center ice. The pass by Verano. Too far for the intended target. They wave off the icing. Long outlet pass center ice. Mahoney chips it off a body and then can't control. LaRose digging for it. Right in front of the RPI bench. Going down to the play is Mahoney, but she stays on side, controlled by the Junior Senators. Tarnowski to the RPI line. They get it deep. Godin back to get it for RPI. Ahead for Mahoney. She'll stick handle to center. Off the skate of Mankey. Back towards the point, kept in by Mahoney. Mahoney just forcing the puck down the wall. Now it's thrown off the boards towards the center of the ice, but no one there. Junior Senators have it. Outlet pass to center by Riley Gibson. Picked off by Godin, who flips it back in. Godin with it behind the net. RPI changing behind her. Nice play by the junior. Centering pass out in front, hit a skate. Walsh trying to reclaim it. Controlled by Ottawa, and they'll be able to move it towards the blue line and not out. Now they get it out. And it'll be all the way down the ice. They wave off the icing. Well weighted to dump there by the Senators. Now Banks picking up speed into the zone. Brandy Banks all the way below the goal line with the puck. Left it there nicely. Raspa to the point. Bohonic chips it towards goal. Not a lot on it. It'll be knocked down and covered by Winchcombe. 8:11 on the clock, first period. As you get a look there at Tanya Winchcombe. There's a newcomer, Marissa Raspa, one of the freshmen here for the Engineers, who heads off on a change out of Raspa, from Downington, Pennsylvania. Now Grushaw for Hilwa. To the point. Schilter, slapper. That one goes wide. Grushaw to pick it up. Knocked off her stick. Towards the point, kept in by Middlebrook. Trickling one towards goal. Rooney, she saw it earlier, may have been able to get a stick on it, but couldn't. She'll track it down in the corner. Hand it off. Centering pass, losing an edge, but Horwood got it all the way through. Looking for Grushaw. Now Grushaw dumps one of the players in the corner. There'll be a penalty coming up. The player knocked down there was Kamiko Marinacci, and it'll be the first power play coming up for either team. It'll go to the visitors. So they'll head on the man advantage. See it again. Grushaw just got her stick kind of caught up. Oh, no, hit from behind, excuse me. A little bit dangerous with the player Marinacci heading towards the boards there. So body checking the call. The Engineers have a shorthanded chance. Quick shot by Mahoney. Rebound, couldn't get her stick on it. And they'll head back the other way. Of course, none of the statistics count from this game, but RPI on the power play, or excuse me, on the penalty kill last year, 80.3%. That's 118 of 147 penalties killed off. They have a one-goal lead here. A shot and a save by O'Brien. Looking for that far post there on the low shot was Hopner. Engineers able to clear. Under 7 to go in the first period. Engineers have a 1-0 lead in this exhibition opening game. As I mentioned earlier, just the one exhibition this year for RPI. Last year they played 2. As they also took on the Brock University Badgers. They won that game 9-0, but that game not on the schedule this year. But like last year, they're headed on the road for their first regular season weekend. Last year they went to Robert Morris and split. This year they're headed to North Dakota and then Bemidji State next Friday and Saturday night. Carried into the zone by Ottawa, still on the power play. And it's knocked down at center ice. Marinacci through center, a little bit of room, a wrist shot and a save by O'Brien, saw it all the way. On the try by Catherine Shadwick. Now right out in front, trying to get their stick on it, the Engineers clear. That was a good job of RPI collapsing all 4 penalty killers to the front of the net. Ottawa not able to get a shot away. Loose puck off a skate. Shanahan has trouble with it. Chipping it out to center and knocked deep by LaRose. Penalty has expired. We're back to 5 aside with 5:20 left in the first. Cross ice pass. Middlebrook spins around in her own end. Hudamaki. Engineers expecting another solid season from Heidi Hudamaki. There's a lead pass ahead for Tomlinson. Was a little bit behind her. That slowed her pace into the zone. Puck tied up in front of the RPI bench area. Wren comes free with it. Wren off the wall looking for her classmate in Tomlinson. Good defensive play over there. Now the puck comes loose, and now I believe it hit a player in the bench. Now a stoppage here. 4:39 on the clock. Shots so far in this one. 9-3 RPI. So a little bit more even game than we saw last year. as the shots after one in last season's meeting were 15-2 RPI. Of course, Ottawa only running 3 lines of offense here and 2.5 on D, so Engineers definitely with the more bodies played in this game. But again, talking to Coach Burke before today's game, he feels they're going to have 4 solid lines they're going to be able to run just about every night. That's something he and the coaching staff here are really looking forward to. There's a pass picked off by Hilwa, but the outlet not connecting to Menke. Skating up the near wall and having it knocked loose was Riley Gibson, the defender. Now there's a stalemate. Finally, Schilter for Bohonic. Up the boards. Good play by Svoboda. That was Raspa. Now back out to center. Move to Tarnowski. Right back come the Engineers. Good stick there. Works it free, or Svoboda may have been off to the races. Far wall for Walsh into the zone. Shanahan can't get it out. Tomlinson, stick handling, make it Banks rather. She gets double teamed. Puck comes free behind her. Walsh pins the Ottawa player up against the wall, trying to kick it to herself. Has to deal with 2 Ottawa players. Shanahan still trying to work it loose. Walsh still has it. Hands it off for Svoboda. To the point. Kimmerly thought about a shot. Back to Svoboda. She'll line one up. That one's blocked by Tarnowski. Outlet pass nearly found the intended target. That was Chadwick trying to break free. Wins the race down the ice to avoid the icing call. Grushaw taps it off the boards. Engineers trying to track it down. Puck in the slot. Grushaw controls. Now Kimmerly. Kimmerly listed at 5'9". Out of Anoka, Minnesota. Good poke check there at the blue line by Rooney to work it loose. Coach Burke had high praise for the now sophomore class and really the whole team of the work they put in during the off season to get bigger, faster, stronger in hopes to improve upon the poor start the team they had to last year's season. Grushaw picks the pocket of the Ottawa player there, and she's tripped up. And RPI will go in the power play for the first time. 1:42 left in the period, so the Engineers can make it a 2-0 lead here as they go in the power play for the first time. This one, look at the penalty. Just a matter of Jensen Spigelski getting her stick caught up in the skates of Grushaw. RPI in the power play last year, 14.9%, excuse me. Nice job at the line there by Schilter to keep it in the zone. Now Horwood feeding it down low. Svoboda to the point for Schilter. Cross ice pass, an ill-advised one is picked off. Off to the races, maybe no. Over-skating the puck that time was Hopner. And credit Schilter after she made the bad pass, hustled and got back on D to break up the potential breakaway chance. Kimmerly off her stick. Pass kind of handcuffed her, went through her legs, and out to center. Horwood. Behind Schilter, this power play hasn't really gotten started yet, as we're under a minute now, 50 seconds to go in the first period. 1-0, the Engineers leading it. Cross ice pass to Grushaw with 40 seconds to go. Grushaw behind the net. Towards the point and right between Hudamaki and Godin. Maybe one last rush here for RPI. If Grushaw can control the puck, she can. Although she stops at the point for Godin. Grushaw down low. Centering pass. Fed out in front, and Grushaw couldn't control it. It was a good pass by Red. Couldn't quite tell if it was elevated or not. That may have been why Grushaw couldn't control. Usually a sure stick there, Alexa Grushaw. Now 8 seconds to go. Into the zone, Wren makes a move with 3. Still Wren with 1 second. And I don't think she realizes how little time is left as the horn sounds. RPI with an early goal in this one. Played at 31 seconds of the first. Assist to Jen Godin. Shots in the first period. 9-3 unofficially. We will step aside here from the Houston Fieldhouse and be back with the second period. You're watching RPI Women's Hockey, RPI TV. Once again, good evening, everybody. Coming to you live from the Houston Fieldhouse here in Troy, New York, on the campus of Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute. Getting set for the second period of play for tonight's exhibition game. Once again, Engineers are taking on the Ottawa Junior Senators of the PWHL. This team's already played in 3 tournaments so far this year in a couple of cities across the Northeast. They've also played in 2 league games. They're 1-1. Last year, they finished 7th in the PWHL, this Ottawa team did. And they were knocked out in the first round of the postseason. But a little bit different than the college game. Last year, this Ottawa team played 63 games in total, including 38 league games, so a lot more than they do even at the college level. And we're back underway here in the second period. RPI scored a very early first period goal. Both teams 5 aside to start the second. Godin over to Grushaw. Grushaw behind the net. It's poked away and moved out to center ice. Godin again. Stick handling. Up the wall. Takes a deflection. Rooney trying to chop it in. Now here's Wren into the zone. Tries to make a move. Whitney Wren behind the cage. Still on it. Out of the zone. Knocked down by Delaney Middlebrook. Middlebrook played in 20 games last year, had an assist. And she moves it into the zone, backhands it into the corner. First one there is Kamiko Marinacci. As the outlet pass from Banks is behind Svoboda. Now the puck goes the other way. They wave off the icing. Brandy Banks to get it. Banks, a junior from Burlington, Ontario. Paired up with sophomore Hannah Bohonic today. As Engineers just clear to center. Up the wall. Knocked down. Engineers have it. Tomlinson into the zone. Top of the circle. Dropping it back. Stick handling is Horwood. Laura Horwood all the way around. Now Bohonic gets through her and all the way down the ice. Back to get it, Catherine Schilter as Kelly O'Brien. We'll just leave it at the side of the net. O'Brien got the start tonight. We may see her leave halfway through the game. Not quite sure. I forgot to ask Coach Burke what the plan was, but I'm sure he has one in order to see at least Brianna Piper tonight. If not, also Sarah Till. Till played 3 minutes of the exhibition game last year. The junior out of Jericho, Vermont. And the 3rd goalie on this Engineer squad. Here's Hilwa back to the point. Slapper coming. And a knuckling shot that goes wide off the stick of Bohonic. Now to the point near side. Schilter looking down low for the deflection. Mankey can't get her stick on it. Hilwa trying to track it down. Out to center. There's a collision in the zone. Engineers touch up. No, they don't, says the linesman on the far side. Bohonic's still offside, and she'll have to touch up now. She does. Meanwhile, Ottawa's still on the puck. Moving it into the zone. A slapper. Quick little snapshot goes wide from Maggie Knott. And now out to center come the Engineers. All by herself is Mahoney. Mahoney chips it around the defender and chases after it herself. Mahoney still on it. Pins it up, tried to play it down low, lost it to the point for Kimberly. And now shot behind. Tomlinson intercepts. Tomlinson to the side of the net. Centering pass. Godin can't control. She would have had a great opportunity to add to this RPI lead. Godin drops it back. Kimberly. Kimberly stick handling on the backhand now. Just chips it deep. Picked up by Mankey. Mankey tripped up and goes down. And going off will be Hopner on the trip. Engineers will get their second power play chance of the evening. They're 0 for 1. That's just a case of Hopner not moving her feet. Engineers doing the hustling there, and Mankey draws the penalty. So you can see Mankey there just kept skating. Hopner, easy call for the referee that time. RPI has it behind the net. To the point now, Godin. She's had a very good start to this game. Godin backing up, takes a shot that was blocked. Loose in the slot, still loose puck, chipped at right on goal, and filling the net well that time was Tanya Winchcombe, who was able to make the save and not allow a rebound. A rather inauspicious start for Winchcombe in this game. She gave up what many may consider a bad rebound that led to the RPI goal by Rooney. But she's been solid since. Engineers on the power play still, working it down low. That one hits a skate and goes through the top of the crease. Ottawa trying to clear, and they just get it between the two RPI defensemen and all the way down. O'Brien leaves it for Bohonic. And now Banks. Back to Bohonic. Up the far side, and Mankey just couldn't get her stick on it. And that's an unforced error on the Engineers, turns into an icing call. Face off in the RPI end. Chopped at towards Brandy Banks. Can't get to it as it's knocked down by Knott. Knott behind the net. He's double teamed, spins away. Still Maggie Knott on the puck, shielding it well. Takes a third Engineer to come over and help. Now Walsh is there. She scoops it away. From what we've seen from Knott and from Hopner, we expect to see those two at the next level here in the Division I college game. That's just purely an observation. There's a dump in by the Engineers. Nice job by Mariana Walsh to stay on side. Clearing attempt, knocked down, kept in by Grushaw momentarily. That's a hand pass. And the faceoff will come all the way down the ice. Just unfortunate bounce there for RPI. It was gloved down. No, they'll say it's outside the zone. That may be a rule change. If that indeed was a hand pass, that's what I thought I saw. Anyway, we'll restart. I'll have to check on that. Puck shot all the way in. Controlled by Kimmerly. Now Schilter. Catherine Schilter. That one intercepted and offside at the line. A good play that time by Sophie Rodenberg, who really had no other option. She wasn't going to stop with the puck. She picked it off right at the blue line in the RPI zone. Grushaw to take the draw up against Hopner. Hopner listed at 5'11". Tallest player on the ice for either team in tonight's game. 6 minutes into the second period. RPI still with a 1-0 lead. Going back to last year's meeting, I know there's some turnover, especially on the Junior Senators side, but RPI took a little while to get started, but they eventually scored 5. Here is Rooney, the goal scorer for the Engineers here tonight. Working it down on the cycle now. A shot by Wren, who's looked very active in the offensive zone so far. That shot was blocked. Off the boards, Banks pinching in, knocks it free. Wren walking in, a shot, and she scores. Just like that, it's 2-0 Whitney Wren, who I mentioned has looked very good with the puck on her stick. Was able to claim that loose puck and stick it right past Winchcombe. Not sure if she had a bit of a screen in front of her. It didn't matter. She just pulled it back and ripped it glove side. As you get a couple more looks at it there, Whitney Wren. Not very big. Listed at 5'6" out of Troy, Michigan. Former Little Caesars star. Has RPI's second goal. poked in by Ottawa. Here's Hudamaki taking off her stick. Good speed being shown here by Irada. It's Amanda Irada. The puck knocked away and out to center. Engineers keep it in the zone far side now. Shanahan trying to clear on the backhand. Intercepted by Walsh. Walsh behind the net, looking to work out in front. Shot was blocked, and now moved towards the point, poked away by Godin. Hudamaki backtracks a bit, and now Godin up the wall for Walsh. Shot back the other way. Will it be icing? Yes, it will. Banks picks up the lone assist on the Wren goal. It's 2-0. Both even strength goals for RPI in this one. Of course, it's worth mentioning, none of the statistics or this game count towards RPI's regular season totals. Just a chance to play against somebody else for the first time this year. Engineers men have their exhibition game coming up in a week and a day. RPI cycling well here. Centering pass, knocked down top of the crease. Ottawa trying to clear, and they can't do so. Horwood ties things up towards the point. Now they get it out to center. Tomlinson trying to carry right back in. Chased down by Shanahan. She ties up. Horwood comes to help out for the Engineers. Tomlinson behind the cage, looking to feed it in front. Puck pops in the air. Now work back to the point. Kimberly, wrist shot through traffic. Pad save, and is covered by Winchcombe. Good work by the Engineers that time. Unsuccessful in the centering pass, but they stayed calm. Found Kimberly in the high slot area. He was able to get a clean shot off on goal. Getting back to the men's game that comes up, that is on October 4th. That's next Saturday. They take on the University of Prince Edward Island in an exhibition game. Shot from the top of the circle off the draw by Mahoney is blocked by a skate. Hopner up the wall for Knott. Knott has that long reach and long stride all the way out to center. She'll dump it in. Kimberly up the far wall, knocked down, picked away by Mankey. 2-on-2 if the Engineers hurry. Has Rasp to her right. Raspa, rather, centering pass behind her. Rebound pops free to Middlebrook, and her centering pass is intercepted and moved back out. LaRose can't get it through traffic. Spinning around with it there was Raspa. Puck bounces in the air out to center. Mahoney trying to track it down, kicks at it as she lost her stick and gets it all the way down. Nice play by the senior captain, Mahoney, who did all she could after losing her stick there. Now Wren taps it into the zone. Trying to turn with it is Riley Gibson. Gives it away. Shot by Godin. Save. Rebound still loose, and it's going to be trapped and held by Winchcombe in the end. Engineers once again jumping on loose pucks in front of the net. That's how they scored their second goal. And Godin and Wren nearly had another one there. We do have an RPI goalie change. 10:39 of the second period. It's going to be Brianna Piper who comes into the game for RPI. Shot from the point, saved by Winchcombe. Pops free to the near side. Rooney for Wren. Overskates the puck. Tap towards the corner. Hopner trying to dig it out. Avoiding the hit there was Wren, or Hilwa rather. No, it was Wren. And we get a whistle here, and I can't see. We're going to have a face-off in the Ottawa zone. Let's look at Brandy Banks. Picked up an assist on RPI's second goal. And there is Piper. She's played in 31 games for the Engineers. There's her stats from last year. 8 games played, 0-5-1 record for the Engineers. Bohonic looks to work it down low. Horwood looking to improve on her 6-goal, 4-assist year of 2013-14. Hopner into the zone, offside, way offside there. Was Leah Buchanan. The puck will come outside the zone. We're exactly halfway through this one. Engineers with a 2-0 lead. shot so far, 14-4 in favor of RPI. Dumped in, that one will roll behind the net. Hudamaki back for Bohonic. And now the Engineers working out to center, trying to pick it up with speed as Mahoney into the zone. Top of the circle, centering pass on the backhand. Tied up neatly there was Mankey. Good back check by the Senators. As that was Leah Scott doing the work there, the winger, on that second line that came all the way back with Mankey to deny her the scoring opportunity. Worked along off the wall. Middlebrook cross ice for Schilter. Schilter, her pass broken up and taken away. Carried along by Tarnowski. Shot was blocked by Middlebrook. Now a cross ice pass through the skates of Mahoney. Picked up by Walsh. Walsh off the boards, didn't get anything on it. Shot right back to the Engineers' end. Delaney Middlebrook out of Minneapolis, Minnesota, up ahead for Hilwa. Now to Horwood. Horwood spinning in the corner. He gets tied up and knocked down. Long outlet pass, gets by Kimberly. They wave off the icing. Kimberly will track it down in her own zone. Loose puck circle, backhanded wide. Well, a one-time try by Coralie LaRose. Engineers back on it, it's Godin. Up the far side of the ice, poked off the stick of Horwood all the way down. Horwood on it. She'll cycle there. To the point. Kimberly off the skate of Horwood. Nice job to control the puck with defense coming. That's not. Not knocks her off the play and kicks it along. 2-on-2 for Ottawa out to center. Into the RPI zone. Stick handling, losing it on the stick handle was Verano. And the Engineers will send it back the other way. Under 8 to go, second period. 2-0 RPI leading it. Hopner stick handles around one Engineer. Has it poked free. Rooney into the zone. Towing the line that time and now going off on a change was Walsh. Rooney gets dropped and we're going to have a penalty coming up on the junior center. It's going to be a hold. And it's coming up at 7:43 in the second. Third power play chance for the Engineers. They're 0 for 2. Engineers will get another chance on the man advantage. And in these exhibition games is when you want to see a decent number of power play chances. And really you want to see some shorthanded chances. Not that Coach Burke wants to see this team take penalties. But here's a shot by Hudamaki. Save. Rebound put wide by Rooney. There you saw the power of the shot that Heidi Hudamaki possesses out of Espoo, Finland. There's a centering pass, or a shot rather, on goal. Winchcombe makes the save and is held onto. That was Godin coming off that far point again. Big smile on her face. Engineers still on the power play. They'll send out their other unit. Not sure if there's a 1 or 2, but Horwood moving in. They back off. Horwood feeding it down low again. They kind of gave away the circle, allowed her to walk right in. But Horwood passed it off. Horwood again on the feed from Mahoney. Working it back to the point for Kimberly. Kimberly now into the skates of Horwood. Down low, Mahoney. Mahoney back to Kimberly. Takes a slapper, blocked by a skate out in front. Now Mahoney again. Horwood hands it off, gets it back from Swoboda. Horwood, Kimberly, no. Miscommunication on that pass. The puck leaves the zone. Penalty about to expire. Engineers trying to catch the Senators on a quick change here. Mankey stops at the point. Cross ice pass picked off. Shot in the air. It's knocked down at the point. Tomlinson. Now Mankey in the corner. Checks out her options. Back to the point for Bohonic. Now Banks. Faked a shot. Slap pass in front. Shot! That one was blocked by traffic in front on the try by Tomlinson. Backhanded towards the point. Knocked down by the skate of Bohonic, but it kicks away, allowing Knott to move it out to center. Here comes Knott. Still on it. Rister on goal. Saved by Piper. It's swept away. First save of the game for Brianna Piper. As we're back almost to even strength. Excuse me, Hopner now out of the box. Don't have a penalty clock, so just trying to do some what I thought was simple math. Anyways, the Engineers dump it in. 5.5 to go in the second period, leading 2-0. Grushaw flies up the wall to keep it alive. Steps right around the defender, Roddenberg. Towards the point, nobody there. Wren comes over and neatly keeps it in the zone. Hands it back off to Wren by Grushaw. Wren behind the net. She gets pinned off the puck. Spinning around over there is Gibson. She'll try the far side, kept in by Middlebrook. Middlebrook below the goal line. Centering pass out in front, looking for Rooney. Pops back to the top of the slot. A pad save on the drive by Grushaw. Not trying to clear. Picked up Godin. She tries to feed it in front, hit a skate, and that'll allow Ottawa to clear. All the way down at goals. It hit a skate. That's why the icing's waved off here. Wren up ahead for Rooney. Trying to gain steam through the neutral zone. Feeding out in front. A poke shot by Grushaw goes wide. Good idea by Katie Rooney looking for Grushaw on the back door, but just couldn't reach it. Ottawa out to center. Trying to work their way into the zone. They do so. Kept in for a second, but now it's knocked out to center. Sweeping poke by Mahoney knocks it to the visitors' blue line. Mahoney once again without a stick. It's the second time tonight. He's lost a handle. Now Banks up the wall. Mahoney using her stick that time to keep the Senators off it. It'll be flipped along towards the RPI zone and in. Senators need to touch up, and they did. Now Hudamaki spinning back behind her own net. She'll leave it off for Banks. Up the wall. Poked at. Once again, needing to touch up are the junior Senators, and they do, but they give it away. Banks looking ahead too far for the intended target, Hilwa. This will be icing on RPI. 3:26 to go in the second. Engineers still with a 2-0 lead. As you see, Riley Gibson, she has an assist so far in the second game of the regular season for this Ottawa team. Of course, this game not included. The shot trickles wide of the RPI goal into the far corner. Ottawa's 2 games so far as we have a whistle. And a faceoff coming back in the RPI zone. September 20th, they lost to the Oakville Hornets 6-0. And they came back to beat the Barrie Sharks 2-1 the following day. The Lady Sens trail here by a 2-0 score. Up the near wall for Svoboda. Chopping at it, lost it. Kept in by Knott. She's double teamed. Svoboda tries to kick it to herself and does. Outlet pass, can't find Horwood. It skips over her stick. Back out to the neutral zone. Horwood gets back on it. Up the wall and into Ottawa territory. Roddenberg around the near side, intercepted by Walsh. Mariana Walsh. She played in 26 games last year without a point. She does have 5 career points for the Engineers in 88 lifetime games. As I mentioned, Walpole, Mass native and former Aspet Valley skater. Cleared all the way down. It'll be tracked down by Kimberly. Looking for that long outlet pass. Tipped along by Mankey. Walsh will chase after it and pick it up. Behind the net, Mariana Walsh centering pass all the way through to Godin. She'll wrist one up top. It's knocked out of the air by Mankey, and it goes wide. Good tip try by Mankey, who's wearing the A this year, as I mentioned. Her sister, Missy, former teammate. She graduated last year, so just one Mankey on the team this year for the Engineers. Here is Mankey. Makes it a little bit easier on the call with just one Mankey on the ice, and that time she gave it away. Godin up the boards. Hilwa, nice job to keep it free. Nearly got the centering pass through, but gets it back. Hilwa wrists one up top, hit the back of the net. And now from the far side, fanning on the shot there was Raspa. Shot from the far point. by Middlebrook goes wide. Engineers keeping it in the zone for a second. Now it's back out to the neutral zone. Jen Godin. Cross ice pass. Middlebrook up the far boards. Knocked down. Walking into the zone. The wrist shot takes a deflection. That try was by Leah Scott. It goes wide. 1 minute left in the second period. Engineers with a 2-0 lead. They've so far scored 1 goal in each period. Carrying into the zone now is Verano. She's tied up and taken down by Godin. Loose to the corner. Trying to get on it is Raspa. She goes down. Shot by Verano goes wide. Center ice, Hilwa. 30 seconds to go in the period. Tarnowski over to Verona. And now up the far wall, the Engineers maybe one more chance here. 3-on-3 if they hurry. Or 3-on-2, I should say. There's a short angle shot that's kicked wide. Now Tarnowski, far side with 5 seconds. Controlled by Smigelski out to center, and that is where the second period will end. Engineers tack on a goal. Whitney Wren from Brandy Banks at 6:40 of the second period. Making a 2-0 RPI lead. Shots through 2 periods, 18-6 in favor of the Engineers. RPI unsuccessful on their 3 power play chances so far, while the Junior Senators are just 0 for 1. We will step aside here once more, one final time, I should say, from the Houston Fieldhouse, and be back with a third period in a few minutes. You're watching live coverage of RPI women's hockey in their exhibition opener here on RPI TV. Back here at the Houston Fieldhouse. Third period underway. Engineers looking like they're on the power play, but they're not. We're 5 aside here. They're working the puck well in the opening minute or so of the period. 2-0 Engineers leading it. As they dig for it right along the point. And they'll say puck wasn't going anywhere, so they'll blow the whistle. There was a Ottawa player lying down on top of the puck, so might also be cause for the whistle. Don't want to get anyone injured there, people digging for it. Face-off will be in the Junior Senators' end of the ice. RPI goals tonight. Katie Rooney scored at 31 seconds of the first period from Jen Godin, and then in the second, 6:40 of the second period, it was Whitney Wren from Brandy Banks. Both even strength goals. Centering pass out in front. Sweeping at it was Mankey, and she eventually put it wide. Right on the doorstep was Mari Mankey. Now not looking for the outlet pass there. That's sent back the other way. It'll be icing on RPI. And we'll have a stoppage here. Minute 35 into the third period. Engineers up 2-0. There's Winchcombe, who played half the game last year here at the Houston Fieldhouse. And head coach Rick Knott said she's going the whole 60 minutes today. Elizabeth Spinozzi is the other goalie on this team. She's playing tomorrow, I believe, against Union. Long outlet pass, doesn't connect. Trickling in on Piper, she will cover. And we'll get a stoppage. Leah Scott was in the vicinity. We may see Sarah Till later in this game as you get a look at that cover-up by Piper. Piper out of Oakville, Ontario, and a former Toronto Junior Arrow, a team that this Engineer squad has played exhibition games against in the past. In fact, the Engineers have a couple of former Junior Arrows on the squad. Catherine Schilter also on that team. Svoboda chops at it. It'll be chased down in the corner. Tomlinson trying to get it back on the feed from Walsh. That one's intercepted, kept in the zone by Godin for a second, and now moved out by the Junior Senators. Godin, who's had a good game so far, as has Wren. Works it ahead to Walsh. Walsh working her way in on the backhand, stays on the puck in the corner. Poked away, slapped at by Tarnowski. Can't get it out of the zone. Second effort, gets it done by Yarda. Skating with it out to center was Scott, gave it away. Outlet pass for Mankey, hits her skate and goes deep. Around to the near corner. Wren trying to battle for it, comes free, and is moved out towards center ice. Engineers get back on it. Hudamaki. Wren trying to feed it back into her own end. It'll be chased down. Alexa Grushoff, 47 points in her first 2 years with the Engineers. Only 2 players in Division I history have had more in their first 2 years. That being Elisa Harrison and Whitney Naslund. Harrison, a 2011 grad. She had 54 points in her freshman and sophomore years combined. Naslund combined for 50. She graduated 2010. So solid company there for Alexa Grushaw, is looking to build on that here in her junior season. Here is Grushaw on the puck. Stick handling. Gets away from one poke check. She's at the end of a shift and elects to just dump it in. Third period, just 5 minutes old. It's controlled by the Engineers. All the way out to the point. Middleburg wrists one towards goal. Kicked away by Winchcombe. Now Svoboda. Stick handling. Behind the cage. Cycling it. Wraparound try. Horwood. Another crack at it. It's poked away. Pinching up the wall is Middlebrook. Can't keep it in the zone. Is it trickling out to center. Schilter. Cross ice pass for Svoboda. Now into the zone comes Tomlinson. So she'll shoot it in. Around to the near corner it goes. Horwood battles there with Shanahan. Now outlet pass by Marinacci out to center. Can't be controlled by Leah Scott. Engineers back on it. Here's Mahoney. Mahoney into the zone. Has Mankey crashing to the net. Couldn't find her. Poked at and controlled now by Mankey. Mari Mankey strong on the puck here. Works it back to the point. Bohonic back to Mankey. She'll hold. Plays it down low. Out of the reach of the intended target, Hilwa. Now Hilwa back on it after Mahoney tracks it down. Centering pass looking for the tip try from Mahoney. Can't control. Kimberly keeps it in on the pinch. Up the wall. Kimberly gets on it again. In the air. But he played with a high stick. No, the Engineers are the next to touch. No. They say that's not what happened. High stick the call, or puck played with a high stick. We'll have a face-off coming in the Ottawa zone. 13:37 to go in the third. RPI with a 2-0 lead. They're out shooting the Junior Senators 20-6. Face-off, one back. Godin along the wall to Walsh. Stick handles down low. Touch pass in front by Raspa. May have been a shot, but it went wide. Hudamaki. Godin one-timer. Flutters off the blocker of Winchcombe. Pinching in Godin. Hands it off. Raspa walking in. Her shot is blocked. Chadwick in the corner has it taken off her stick by Tomlinson. A drive from the point right on. Good positioning by Winchcombe at the edge of the crease to haul in the slapper by Hudamaki. There's a look at Winchcombe. She's had a solid day in net. She's seen shots in the offensive zone, face off cleanly. Banks a drive through traffic. Rebound poked on goal. Can't control Winchcombe. Trying to sit on it. It's still loose, but Winchcombe gets the whistle. I could see it sitting behind her. Referee must have lost sight. We'll have a face-off in the RPI zone. A bit of a scramble there. As you can see, the hard shot never got to goal. The puck eventually winds up behind Winchcombe, but not in the net. Taking over in the defensive zone. Looking for the outlet pass. It was behind the intended target. That was Buchanan. They wave off the ice. And it's backhanded along by Gibson. Intercepted by the Engineers. Grushaw behind the net. Slamming it in front. That one off the side of the cage. I believe it was Rooney, maybe Wren. I'm not sure who eventually got her stick on it. Now a wrister from the point, knocked down by Wren. Whitney Wren, centering pass, looking for Rooney. Her stick was tied up. Middlebrook plays it down low. Grushaw can't handle it. Taken over by Hopner. Hopner up the far wall. Scooped off the boards by Buchanan and out of the zone. Engineers bring it back in. They're offside. 11:52 to go in the third. 2-0 Engineers leading it. Just these 6 shots so far for Ottawa. And Maggie Knott is the only one with more than one. She has 2. RPI in the shots department. Jen Godin with the assist. She has 4 shots so far as their whistle is blown for something. I believe we have a penalty here. Yep. Body checking. Excuse me. I must have missed that. Interference, excuse me. Second power play chance for Ottawa. And I talked about it earlier, but you don't necessarily hate this if you're RPI head coach John Burke. You get a chance to run some live penalty kill against another team. Not the end of the world. And since they've only had 1 penalty kill opportunity so far, he probably, although he may not admit to it, may like this opportunity for his penalty kill unit. Get some work. Schilter is the one in the box for interference as the puck is worked around to Scott. She takes a shot. Save made by Piper up quickly. Another pad save. Rebound put wide on the backhand by Scott. Tarnowski digging for it in the corner. Ottawa power play has looked good so far. They've possessed the puck in the zone, moving it around rather quickly. Tarnowski down low. Hands it off. Back to the point. Marinacci's shot. There is a pad save by Piper. Kept in the zone at the near point by Smigelski. Now the Engineers have it. Godin tapped out to center by Mankey. Engineers want to get a partial change here, and they will. Maybe 2. Yep, the forwards are off. Godin and Banks stay on as Ottawa shoots it deep. Godin back for Banks. These two have been out there for the entire power play so far. Rooney comes back to help out along the half wall. Reaching the midway point of the third period. Maggie not with it. Gave it away. Rooney backhands it all the way down. These Engineers are back in action next Friday and Saturday. They head to North Dakota and Bemidji State to start the regular season. Both 8 o'clock or thereabouts starts Eastern time. Of course, both North Dakota and Bemidji are in the Central Time Zone. 8:07 start Friday, 8 o'clock on Saturday. Saturday game at Bemidji. Shot from the point goes way wide on the try by Gibson. Puck behind the net. Doug, can you close that? And it's moved out to center ice. Back on it, Grushaw. Bohonic. Schilter out of the box. We're back to 5 aside. Engineers into the zone. 3 across the line. Horwood centering pass looking for Walsh. Just a little bit late getting to the back door there. Walsh back on the puck. Wrist one on goal. Save made by Winchcombe. Trickles to the near side for Middlebrook. Down low, Mahoney. Pinching in is Bohonic. Make it Godin rather. Jen Godin behind the net. Still stick handling. Godin fanning on a pass to the point. Now she gets it there. Middlebrook looking for a deflection in front. Finds Horwood down low. Centering pass. That one's pinned up against the pad of Winchcombe. And she gets the whistle. 8:32 left in the third. Engineers threatening there to make it 3-0. But Winchcombe holds her ground up against that post, making the save. Puck behind the net, battling for it there is Smigelski with Svoboda. Coming over to help was Mankey. Mankey now stops at the point. Stick handling in, ran into her own teammate in Svoboda. Lost the puck. Around to the far side, Rooney can't quite get there. Knocked down by the glove of Svoboda. Kept in at the point by Banks. It's underneath the some skates over there, excuse me. Off the wall for Rooney. Wrist shot didn't come as her stick was tied up, and now it's moved out to center. Poking at it was Banks, chopped along by Svoboda. Spinning around nicely it was Marinacci. Gets it to the RPI blue line where Banks has it. Turns left and then right and then tries to play it up the wall. Can't get out of the zone. Second effort help from Svoboda does. Poked away by the Engineers. It's Mankey into the zone. She's tied up by the much larger Hopner, but Mankey wins the puck battle and gets it deep. Horwood back to the point. Kimberly and a deflection right on by Raspa, and what a deflection it was. Raspa had to steer that one. It was headed about 3 or 4 feet wide of the net, and Marissa Raspa nearly snuck home RPI's third goal. It was well done by the pair of freshmen, Kimberly and then Raspa. Back to the point. Bohonic down low. Tomlinson on the stick handle. Over to Horwood. Hudamaki thought about a wrister. One-timer from the circle, and Horwood was denied by Winchcombe. In the skates to Tomlinson. Loose puck controlled now by Tarnowski. Tarnowski up the wall, out to center. Hudamaki back on it. Goes D to Bohonic. Hannah Bohonic, sophomore. Blue liner from Minnetonka, Minnesota. Plays it far side. Now out ahead too far for Horwood, who can't reach it on the dive. He'll have an icing call. Talked earlier about the success of RPI's blue liners. Talking about Godin in her freshman year. 15 points on 3 goals and 12 assists. That was 12-13. Last year, Heidi Hudamaki had 3 goals and 12 assists for 15 points. Those two numbers are tied for the most points, 15 that is, by a freshman blue liner in Division I Engineers history. Sierra Vadner, in her freshman year, the 08-09 year, had 16 points for the Engineers. That's the most by any freshman D, so we'll have to keep an eye on how Hudamaki fares in her second year. Godin just the 5 assists last year, but she's looking to rebound, and if tonight is any indication, she's well on her way. Of course, points for defensemen aren't always the best indication, but RPI needs to get some production there. There's a shot by Rooney on the backhand. She's looked good so far tonight as well. Has the goal. Right now, it's the game winner. Faking a shot, Schilter. Trying to feed it down low was Godin. That one's poked away and carried out. Chip pass ahead, too far for the intended target, LaRose. LaRose wins the race down the ice, however, to negate the icing. Grushaw ahead for Rooney into the slot. Rooney drops it back. Wren, a shot that goes wide. And this line, if it sticks together, will be a fun one to watch. With Wren, Rooney, and Grushaw. Grushaw stick handles around one. Walking in, a shot from a tight angle was blocked. Backhanded in front, goes all the way through. Stick handling Roddenberg out to center. Losing her stick and wondering how that happened was Marinacci. And now skated back the other way into the zone. Wrist shot saved by Piper. Under 5 to go in the third. Here's Mankey into the zone. High slot wrister blocked there by Marinacci. Mankey gets right back on the puck. Hands it off for Hilwa. Hilwa, a sophomore from Cary, South Carolina, works it back to Bohonic. Now Mahoney. Over to Hilwa. Gets it back to Mahoney. Back to the point. Lots of space on the perimeter for RPI to work here. Even though we are 5-on-5. Kimberly. Poke pass down low. Mankey can't get the shot away. Backhanded loose by Tarnowski. And Ottawa able to clear to the center. Scott to center ice. Pass behind the intended target, but Tomlinson jumps into the play and chips it around the defender. Her stick tied up. Walking in front. Centering pass. Horwood gets her stick on it, but put it wide. Back to the point. Bohonic. Slapper coming, deflects, and it goes wide again. It may have been Svoboda who got her stick on in the end. Bohonic again, fakes the shot, walks in, Bohonic, wrister, that one goes just wide of the target. Bouncing puck in the circle, poke free, kept in by Horwood. Good pressure here by the Engineers, leading 2-0. But dominating here the possession in this period in the offensive zone. Back to the point. Godin, Hudamaki, cross ice. Wrister coming from Horwood, takes the deflection, and the save was made by Winchcombe. Svoboda on the backhand, lost the puck, falls down, and finally able to clear are the junior Senators. Godin back to her own end with 3 minutes to go in the third. Up the wall and dumped in by Horwood. The Engineers want to change. That was backhanded in front off the carom by Raspa. She has shown some quickness tonight. Raspa to the point. One-timer Hudamaki looking for the deflection by Walsh, but it goes well wide. Walsh's deflection, I think, took place below the goal line. But she would have had a tough time steering that one into the net. Outlet pass finds Walsh. And now Wren. Centering pass, Walsh in front. Backhand shot saved by Winchcombe. That might be her best stop of the night. Or no, it's Scott Byer, excuse me. No, I'm wrong twice here. Winchcombe made the save. I was right the first time. It was a good move by Mariana Walsh. And an even better save by the Ottawa netminder. Shot through traffic that time by Middlebrook is kicked away by Winchcombe. RPI shot total up to 29 as that one goes wide. Centering pass and a shot fired wide by Grushaw. Hopner out to center, dumps it in. Middlebrook will fire it right back down the other way. And we'll have a whistle and an icing call. 1:48 to go, third period. Exhibition game almost over. And this is kind of what Coach Burke expected, a better showing from the opposition this time around. That's what we've got. The Engineers have looked good. Obviously the shot total shows that, but this is a team that does produce college level and Division I level athletes. As a centering pass falling down there was Piper, didn't expect it. Now maybe a chance for the visitors to show a little life here in the final minute and a half. Trying to cycle that time was Yarda. Taken over by the Engineers. They'll move it out towards center on the carry. It's Rooney. In the middle, Grushaw looking for the deflection. It goes high over the top. Grushaw on it, 1:08 to go. Down low, Wren. Wren stick handling in the corner. Very tricky on the puck is Wren. As they're now under a minute to go in the third. Nice keep at the line by Bohonic. Hands it off to Mahoney. Marinacci has it pinned against the wall in the corner. Trying to dig it free. They get it to the point. Bohonic, slapper coming. Pad save by Winchcombe. Marinacci trying to clear it around the near side. Gets by Hilwa, picked up by Schilter. Now Hilwa along the boards. Down low, looking for the centering pass. It's off the back of the net. Hilwa on the carry. Using that long reach, throws it on goal, and it's saved by Winchcombe, and she'll hold on with 18.4 seconds to go. This Ottawa team saw 5 players move on to Division I schools from last year to this year as the shot goes wide. 2 of them went to Clarkson, 1 to Boston University, 1 to Robert Morris, and 1 to Union. So this team does produce quality at the next level. As the horn sounds, ending this exhibition game, RPI with a goal in each of the first 2 periods holds the Junior Senators from Ottawa to just 10 shots in the game. And the Engineers win it by that final of 2-0. Recap the scoring quickly for you. Katie Rooney got the scoring started just 31 seconds of the first period with an assist to Jen Godin. Then Whitney Wren got her first taste of scoring at the next level, although it won't count. She picks up the goal at 6:40 of the second period with assist going to Brandy Banks. As I mentioned, the Engineers are back in action next weekend. They head to North Dakota and Bemidji State to start their regular season. Men's hockey here at the Houston Fieldhouse next Saturday against Prince Edward Island. And that'll get their exhibition schedule out of the way, or get their season started. Lots of excitement for hockey here in the Capital Region, especially here in Troy at the Houston Fieldhouse. The Engineers gave their fans something to watch here, some excitement, and the 2 goals and a shutout. Coach Burke and his staff have to be happy about the 0 at the other end of the ice as well. So for Perry Lascaris and everyone here at RPI TV, we'd like to thank you all for watching tonight's game. Your final score once again was the Engineers 2 and the Ottawa Junior Senators nothing. This has been live coverage of RPI hockey on RPI TV.